Death be not proud.
All right, you ignorant pigs, put down your crack pipes and your beer bongs. It's time to mature with Hail Caesar. And look who dropped by the basement today.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Hey, look who dropped by the basement today. Old Big Bird. And am I going to cut my teeth on that? There was this time where he was rolling hot. He's like, call me Big Bird again, motherfucker. Call me Big Bird again. You know how I know? I haven't recorded. And he just was rolling my ass. And then somehow I got a little buffer. The English got a little more crazier, and we won the day. We won the day. You know what English people can't do these days? Work, produce air conditioners, and their exports include, well, financial services and autistic playing 40K men. And they got that one girl, Katie the Worm. Fresh your drink, governor. That's how I sound. I likes to play the 40Ks too. And that's what they do over there. All right, so we got English versus French, 100 Years War. We'll go through our deployment and we'll be back. Right. So again, I just want to point out one thing. This happened in our last game, and this always happens with me and the Ranger. Cavalry is on oblique flanks. All right, we got that nice castle over there, so go ahead and take us through it. What was your logic there, Hayden?
My logic is I knew exactly how the game would unfold if they were matching each other, but I don't know what's going to happen if I put them here, so that's more fun for me.
All right, that's fair enough. You've got your Scots regiment. With
we got division of cavalry, they're all the same. We got the Scots division, 2 small archers, 1 large spear. 3 foot knights in their division, and then 2 Pavese crossbowmen supported by a double-handed weapons guys back here. The Pavese crossbowmen, they take 2 off of his morale saves, but only in turns when I don't move, so that I have to.
No, they add to your morale saves. So if I shoot at them,
that's right.
Yeah,
they add 2 to mine if I didn't move, and they also take away 2 from yours.
They take away 1 from me. They're -1 to my armor.
Okay, yep. 1. And then your longbows also take away 1 if they're in short range or something?
No, they just take away 1 all the way. We have it written down. I have that sheet of paper in the book, which was really lucky because we didn't have to remember what the rules we wrote long ago for the 100 Years War. I've got these guys way over here by the Gothic Church, and this one guy, he's the division commander for these 4 units. I've decided that I'm hoping to get a turn and pitch stakes, and that's what those are out there for. And then I've got my next division just starting up right here, and then I've got my cavalry over here. So it could get very ugly very quick.
So does it take? It takes you a move.
It takes me a move to pitch stakes. Okay. Yep. So if I move and pitch stakes, I'm not shooting at you. We're hammering shit into the ground. So that is a bonus for you. Or if I don't get first turn, the first thing my archers are going to do is pitch stakes.
All right.
So, and that takes away charge bonuses such as lance and there's 1 more, the +1 to hit, because you have to move around the obstacle as you come in.
Okay.
Yep. All right, and we got the cavalry with Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Glastonbury be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. Oh, I love that movie. So to cap off turn 1, all right, some things happened. These Scots, in their zealotry, we fought bravely, but we were no match for the savagery of the Scottish advance. They came up here and they hit me 4 times. I saved 1, and I had to retreat in disorder. We kind of did the same thing there between these 2 units, and this one actually had to shoot there because it was the closest. We only got 1 wound, and they got the same result, retreat disordered. And retreat in good order, or stay disordered. He's staying disordered, I retreated. I moved these guys over there. He only got 1 order off on the cavalry. I got 2 orders off on my cavalry. I'm hoping maybe I can just fold up those guys and take my chances with the foot knights, which is probably going to be a lot better for me. Killed it, and then maybe get rolled up by French cavalry. Another thing we did over here on this hill was pitch stakes, so they did not shoot. But they'll have a free range to some of the other units in the next turn. So we're going to French 2. So to walk through the turn cap, these guys went off the board, came back on the board. In my turn, I ordered them back on with my Supreme Commander, which is a -1 for being off the table. So because if they're not, because if they just retreat disordered, I can come back because they're knights and they shake off disorder on a 4+. So, but they're not doing anything for the whole turn. So there's no real reason to put that on the down dice on them. Over there, we shot at the Scotsmen, and they ran away. And these guys shot at them and made them run away. So that's cap there. We're about to enter our first real fight here. So my knights have charged home. He's at a disadvantage because he's hitting me on 5s, but he will actually have an additional 3 attacks with the support right there from the unit. So I hit on 3s. And that's a fairly reasonable roll, Hayden. You have 7 at -1, and you have been tanking a lot of good saves this game. So
we need some 5s.
5 6s.
1, 2, 3, 4 deaths.
4 deaths, and now you have 7.
7. Wanting 5s.
Wanting 5s.
That was good.
That was really good. 4, and now you have 3 more. Oh well, okay, sorry. All right, you want me to re-roll that?
You just redo it. Yeah.
Just redo it? Okay, so it was 4, right?
Yeah.
I'll take gifts. So there's 3 saved. I've taken 1. And then you have 3 more.
3.
1. And it's also safe. So that's how combat resolves. You take a break test for losing.
Down by 3. That puts me at a 4 in close combat.
And we'll see what that is when we come back. So to cap off turn 2 with a bang, those guys ran through. These guys are not disordered. They took a break test and were fine. And everything's hunky-dory. We're looking down a unit of knights that might charge us next turn, because we could definitely counter-charge the French and show them what for. And then, other than that, it's French turn 3. So capping off what Hayden's doing to me, I'm going to roll for my attacks. And I hit with everything except for 1.
So that's 8.
Alright, that's 8 at -1 on that unit.
4s? Or I mean
5 6s. So
2, 3, 4 wounds.
4 wounds. Ah, you have been making a lot of those saves.
And I get my 9. 9 plus
You're 3.
1, 2, 3. But those lances shouldn't count, so we'll do that separately.
Yep.
So here's with the lance.
Yes.
7.
Alright. Oh, well, I did pretty good, Hayden. Only taking 1. And then how many attacks do you want your commander to throw in? Did you know the more he attacks, the more at risk he is? If you break?
Well, yeah, I guess I should decide that now. That seems fair instead of waiting to the very end. So what are my options?
If you attack with 1, I have to roll a 12 to kill the guy.
And if I attack with 2?
You have to roll an 11. If you attack with 3, I have to roll a 10.
Okay, we're going with 3.
I'm going with 3.
There you go.
Fuck you! Oh my god, 18? You happy Yahtzee motherfucker. I save them all. I won't complain, but damn, that was a pretty boss roll, and I got it on camera.
You sure did.
Yep, I sure did.
Supports, I'm rolling what, 6 support hits?
Gotta look at what I'm doing. I haven't done this for a while. No, they're not supporting. They moved, but that's about all they could do.
Well, they can support if they're in their...
Oh, they are within the range. Okay, so...
Within range.
Do with the knights and 6 supports then.
Well, I mean, they're the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
Same values. So I'll just do them all together.
4s are necessary, so
5 hits.
5 hits.
No modifiers.
Bam! Oh, there's the failed saves. So 4.
4 fails.
4 fails.
So I won the combat by 1 point.
By 1 point. But I don't think I'm going to break on a 7.
Probably not. 6 in close combat. I bet that's not a break.
So, nothing of consequence. Took a wound from shooting. And at the end of the fight phase for his 3, I retreated, but I'm in good order. But I am shaken. I got to turn these guys around on my turn. They actually have a wound. I think that's what that dice is sitting there for. And because I got shot at. And then that's about it. So I'm going to go into my 3 and we'll be back. This is a very important turn. So we eviscerated the unit of knights right here at the top of my turn. Shooting didn't really do anything. I failed a charge over there. Oh, shooting did. We actually put 2 wounds on that unit. No breaks. I moved these guys back because you can always move backwards when you're shaken. You can move backwards. It's free. It's a free move. And then at the end of the turn, I use the commander to just rally him. All right, and then these guys turned back around. Over there, we eviscerated 2 units. We got the crossbowmen out of eviscerated them. I rolled like a boss, didn't I? I did. How do you feel about that? Come on, give the camera something. Make love to it.
I can't when I'm depressed.
And my pain.
Abracadabra. Eat shit.
Okay, fair enough. And then we got into the infantry behind and swept them up, and proximity to the enemy says I gotta face you, and that's it. So that's where that ends. It's into turns 4. So all you medieval and fantasy wargamers, get yourself a castle. Just a castle. You can hide all your game aids and dice behind it. Look at this. The table just looks nice over there, and all the shit's in the castle. All right, all the garbage is in the castle. So the board just looks aesthetically nicer. I got my box here. I'm going to show you what happens when medium infantry messes around with the cavalry. That's a good roll. We hit 9 times. -1 for Lance. What you got, Hayden? You got 5 attacks back. I think we're about to eat another unit. The castle has been the MVP of the game. Oh!
6s save. I got 1 save. And 8 wounds.
How did you get 8 wounds? You have 5 attacks.
No. This is this is my defensive deck.
Oh, this is your defensive roll. Alright, so it looks like you're shaken.
Definitely shaken. Then there's those for me, and I hit you twice.
You hit me twice.
Then I got in a little guy there. He can throw down 2 more.
2 more. You hit me
Got 2 more.
4 times. Of which I make 2 of them, so now I am shaken myself.
But I lost by 4, and we are running away.
You, 4 minus 6, yep, you're dead. Alright. Do we capture this guy? Let's see. Ooh. No, almost. Almost. He can move away.
Doesn't matter, his whole division's gone.
His whole division's gone? Oh, well then. You can just throw him in loser land with the rest of the French. Alright, with the rest of the French. Macron and Boris Johnson here. Alright, and that was to cap off my turn. We're capping off turn 4. So he moved down, didn't really do much. Is there anything that you wanted to happen in 4 that didn't happen?
Yeah, disordering these with a 6.
Oh, a 6 to fire them, and that didn't happen, yeah.
Would have been nice. Not missing with all but 1 of these would have been nice.
Yeah. I did kind of beat you on the charge right there. So these guys are, so you got 2 shaken units staring at each other, and then you got the 1 fresh unit behind the shaken unit, which puts you out of position, but they're out of position because they're also shaken. So there is that. We are starting your 5, and that's about it. So this is what the world looks like after turn 5. Not much left. Oh, we have one fight. Let's fight it on camera real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, you won, so you're going to be hitting me on 3s with a sustained of 6. And then I have a sustained of
Did 4 hits.
5, actually. I did 1 hit, and you did 4 to me.
I do not save.
I do not save. All right, so I lose by 3. That is a dead unit. You finally killed a unit, Hayden. All right. All right, so let's just summarize. They're dead.
In the graveyard, so that makes me feel a little better.
And they just put them behind you there. So, and they're dead over there. The English had a pretty good showing in this one. Those guys retreated back to some fire. I didn't get the charge that I wanted because they were in the bog, and the bog kind of bleeped over Hayden a little bit. He thought he'd just move through it. What it does is it just halves your movement. So if you get 2 moves, you can move out of the bog. It's not really that terrible, but it even tripped me up a little bit, and it tripped up 2 of the knight units. Over here, on his turn 5, he charged my knights that ended up there. They were obliged to retreat, and that's why they're dead. I tried to charge, didn't charge. They got 1 hit point back because they're brave. That was a failed charge on the knights there, and then the archers finished them off with an 18. And that is how the game ends. We'll come up for a summation. So, funny story, true story about having boomer parents. Now, said boomer mother said she would pay me $600 if I just cut the ponytail off.
Wow.
All right, now here's the catch. This is how boomers operate. This is the modus operandi of our most useless generation, okay? She paid me $300 upon the cutting. She rolled up on me after I was leaving the haircut place like the fucking FBI. Like, I saw her Lexus back up. She drives a Lexus around that she calls Kevin. All right, she backed up, looked at me. I looked at her. I was so freaking embarrassed that, like, if she had been a girlfriend and she had done that to me, I would have never have spoken to that woman again. All right. Now she's never paid the other $300. All right. Now I want to let this hit you for a second, internet, and this is why boomer parents suck. So this is a woman. They're gonna remodel her house earlier this year. They remodeled the house, $40,000 remodel, new Lexus. And then when I asked for the other $300, you live on a fixed income. Fuck you. Fuck you. You live on a fixed income? New Lexus? What do you call? What's a derogatory term for stepdad? Well, I'm trying to think of one. Derogatory term for stepdad. Not real dad. Or new dad, basically, gets a new like Hyundai SUV. What do they have for Hyundai SUVs?
No.
I don't know either. So they both get new cars. They had a $40,000 remodel, and I'm like, where's my other $300? But she'll go because my stepdad's Jewish. She'll go and she'll spend that $300 that was owed to me on Jewish Bibles and other art shit for a wedding gift. She'll give the money to the Jews, but she won't give it to her own son. All right, that is boomerdom. That is boomer parents all the way. My dad pulls the same shit too. Retires, buys 2 new homes, new truck. Let's see, what else did he buy, Mr. Yeah, I forgot. New 5th wheel because he sold the motorhome. So there was a little give and take there. Well, I'm not doing so hot either. Fuck you. Fuck you. He said he'd give me $50 if I went up to the cabin and cleared the underbrush and brought it down to the curb for the pickup people. I did that. I then had to go back up to his house, which is really far away in Draper, to get that said $50 because he didn't have it on him that time. Mostly just to cover gas expenditures, I don't do things for free just to do them, just so you know. So what did you think about the game?
Well, it took a little bit less time than that speech did to play the entire game, I thought. And
But you don't like it when I talk about boomers and how shitty they are and how they're all living on. You know, there's going to be a documentary one of these days about the last boomer whose house isn't owned by BlackRock. But that's another story for another day. So there was a lot of ebb and flow to this game. We squared off, and cavalry was oblique.
Yep, I'm still glad I did that.
You're still glad you did that?
Even though I think it was tactically wrong, it just made it more... It made the game less predictable.
It did make it less predictable. Our cavalry did not meet and touch. But the ability of the knights, all knights...
yes, they did. What do you mean?
They didn't meet immediately and butt heads like they would have in the Middle Ages or during that time frame. But I am going to get our rules sheet here. So for those of you following along at home, I have this ancient piece of paper here where we wrote down some of the rules for everything. The lance is -1 to morale save, but all knights, foot, and cavalry have drilled an elite. So even if you're failing orders, you're still able to move your cavalry, which is huge. But if you you order it and then you only get the one move, that's all that you get. So there is that, and that happened that did happen a couple times to you. Whereas me, I'm a little bit more conservative. I'm always hoping for 2, and that's kind of where I go. I'm like, I'm hoping for 2 moves, and then I line up. I kind of draw a line when I'm forming my orders. How would you describe that? I draw a generic line in the area of how and where I'm going to move my cavalry. They're going to be in this area, facing that way. And that's how I frame my orders, so that it's not so vague and everything. And then other than that, you know, I didn't. When the Scots came forward and shot me, I thought that was going to be it. I thought I was going to lose.
You thought you were done after the first turn?
I thought I was going to lose a unit of archers immediately and be on the back foot on that flank, because I divided up my archery into 2 divisions, and then 2 units each, so that I would have reign of the field. I did take the hill with 1 unit of archers, and I put them up on that hill.
Yeah.
And pitch stakes, and because you got first turn, I couldn't pitch stakes, which is something I would have done. I would have ordered for 2 moves, gone up and pitched stakes, and that's where I would have sat the whole game. Which probably it could have been bad, and it could have been worse. You know, I could have been closer to you. Then you had your Scots through the pikemen, who retreated and never really got to move again.
Right. They spent the entire game with 1 wound on them, and just
failed orders.
And just failed and were stuck the whole time. And that's a big unit too. So.
Whereas my large unit, they did get to contribute towards the end, where you finally came out of the bog with the 1 unit that could come out of the bog, and I hit them with a big peasant unit, backed up by a knight unit, backed up by archers. 2 of them got it. 2 of them got it. Oh no, the third one, the third one got shot by archers. So yeah, there was that. But other than that, you know, god damn. But if I were to just like compare this for a second to 40K, you do need a little bit of luck, and there isn't many. There are like no rerolls. There's no rerolls in this game compared to that game, and so it's like, is what it is. You either made your 4+ save or you didn't, and that's something that makes it really flow. I haven't played Hail Caesar in like a year. Maybe. Not since the Rangers' early days. You know, so what do you think? I heard you have a protege now.
I do.
What's his name? You want to give him a shout out? You want to say hi to him while you're on TV? He watches YouTube, doesn't he?
He does. I won't disclose his name.
You don't?
Because, you know, throwing out the names of minors probably not that good.
Oh, God, whatever. You can give out a first name. It's not like you're saying Lisa S. No, that's too obvious. L. Simpson. You know? Just wave to him and be like, drop the first name in the middle initial or something.
Now, I have out where I live, there's a kid who is into Napoleonic Bavarians, which is just the most niche, non-little kid thing you could possibly be into.
Why is he into Napoleonics? Did he tell you why?
No. I don't know why.
All right, you don't know why? Okay,
Yeah.
But he's 14. All right, so You know, you gotta take this kid. Most of the wargaming is the relationships between men. All right, so you gotta take this kid under your wing now, and you gotta tell him, you know, society does not want you to do certain things. You are not a 19-year-old girl with big breasts. You're going to have to work. So when you go to college, you are going to major in the 3 A's. All right, pick one of the 3 A's. Accounting. I don't think he's brilliant enough for astrophysics. All right, I always rule that out with my nieces and nephews. I don't think any of them are smart enough. Yes, I said it. They're not smart enough to be physicists, or actuary science major. You know, that means you run numbers for potential revenue streams. You know what it is, right?
I know what an actuary is. Yeah.
All right, and did you know that actuary is like the 4th highest paid job out of college?
You want to sit around and do the math of how likely it is for this
Is
person
it
to
hard?
die in the next
Does it suck? Oh, that's how you get a real job. They pay you to do something that sucks. The only ones who get paid to just sit in a pool all day are women. And I'm bitter because of that. I was looking at Instagram. And then I went downtown looking for a woman. I couldn't find no woman. I seen a lot of men that look like women. What's wrong with you, Hayden? It's not that funny. This is serious. You know, so you got to teach him, you know, you're a boy. Did you tell him that? Does he know that he's a boy? You know, these young kids these days, you know, like 1 in 5 of them are already thinking they're gay. Yeah. You didn't know that. We got this one kid at the boxing gym. His name's Jose. He was talking about trannies, and me and the coach are looking at him, and like, you know, the coach is like, this is going to be one of those moments where we go out back and we're going to have a little chat. But I'm just going to make you kick the bag 500 times for saying what you said. Because that's got, you know where I'm going?
No.
No? Okay. I'm just bitter because my boomer mother didn't pay me the other half of the money she owes me. And that's taking away from my stock portfolio, okay? Other than that, you got your protege. You're going to show him this video, right, of Hail Caesar.
You're going to corrupt the youth.
How am I going to corrupt the youth? Explain. Have I corrupted anyone out there? I mean, probably the worst thing that happened is that somebody watched my video, went out to play games that way, and took out his middle finger, shoved it in the face of his wife. In the face of his wife, and walked out the door right then and there. And I guarantee, for doing that, the little wheel in her head started to spin. She didn't know what to say. She didn't know what to do. And his dick grew 3 sizes that day. Because he found it in the bottom of her purse and walked out with it. Said, this is mine. All right? Now, if I want to go play games, I'm going to go and play games. Other than that, thanks for dropping by the basement. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
You know, when you lose, there's not a whole lot that I think you deserve to add.
What are you talking about? I played a good game. You played a good game. You've still got units left on the board. You have a fresh unit of knights, which is pretty good because I only got 1 beat up unit of knights, and it could have gone either way. I forgot right at the beginning. You're two turns of no movement from your crossbows, and then I had that 1 unit of knights go up and slam into them. That did suck.
Yeah, that's the risk I took though by not covering all of that lighter infantry with some, cavalry support. So I just played super risky because why not?
Why not?
And it didn't work, but it could have worked spectacularly because that's how risky.
You sound like Shaquille O'Neal. I played hard, he played hard, but I'm just going to have to train a little harder, step up to his level. That's what good athletes do.
Icy hot, something. Yeah.
Icy hot. Oh, the General. He's always doing. I like Shaquille O'Neal. He's always doing commercials. All right. As you know, YouTube has many features you can use to interact with me. You can like the video, dislike the video, comment, or subscribe. But if you have a story about how your boomer parents reneged on some promise to you, I've lost my power.
I think you should show the back of your head on camera.
The back of my head? No, I'm not going to show the back of my head. That's a Patreon only exclusive, all right? Yeah. Stay metal, my friends, and we'll see you in the next one.
I friggin' sold out. It's better to burn out than to fade away.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.